for the evening, Milton Severe. I wanted to get something new.
I better hold this because I don't want to have people readjusting it all the time. Can you hear me? Okay. So anyway, tonight, as Sig said, we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day a little early. So if you recognize any of the songs, please sing along. It doesn't matter if it's a solo or whatever. Just sing along. If you feel like clapping, clapping. If you feel like stomping, stomping. If you want to fall asleep, fall asleep. We're laid back here. So, okay, let's see here. I think everybody knows everybody, but I'm going to just go through everybody's name who's here. And if you guys just want to sort of give a little wave as I call your names out. So, if this is in no particular order. We all know Sig Barber. Hey. Wendy Abrahamson. Eddie Moffat. Sandy Moffat. Bob Cadmus. Hugh Sheridan. Tom Messina. Dean Wubbels. Erin Bustin is sitting somewhere there. She is. And then Carolyn Bosse is on the piano. And we're going to start off with one, which is a Leonard Bernstein song, which I've sung before. It's from Wonderful Town, which was written in 1953. And it's a little Irish song that was sung by an Irish cop. Take it from me, in Dublin's fair city, there's none half as pretty Eileen. Take it from me, the mayor of Shannon would shoot off a cannon and crown you the queen. Darling Eileen, fairest colleen that ever I've seen. And it's I wish I were back in the land of the green with me darling Eileen. I've seen them all. There's Bridget and Sheila, there's Faith and Ganila and Molly Marine. I've seen them all, but none can compete with or share the same seat with me darling Eileen. Darling Eileen, fairest colleen that ever I've seen. And it's I wish I were back in the land of the green with me darling Eileen. Abrahamson is going to play a couple of songs and I'll let you introduce them.
Okay.
And Wendy is Irish, by the way. I think is there anybody else here who's native Ireland? She wasn't born in Ireland, but she's got Irish blood. Anybody? Who has Irish blood?
Oh. Yes.
All right.
This time of year, everybody's Irish this time of year. So the first song, we've got a couple of, these are kind of like pub sing-alongs. And the first one is pretty well known, Irish Rover. Anybody know this song? Anybody know? So please do join in. I can't find a comfortable place for my voice really with it, so expect me to sell it to you a little, in addition to perhaps singing a note or two. So, shall we? You guys want to start us off?
That's the start.
That's the start. The year of our Lord, 1806, we set sail from the Bouquet of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the grand city halls in New York. She's a wonderful craft. She was rigged fore and aft, and oh, how the trade winds drove her. She had 23 masts, and she stood several blasts, and they called her the Irish 7 years when the measles broke out and the ship lost her way in the fog. Then this whale of a crew was reduced down to 2, just myself and the captain's old dog. Then the ship struck a rock. Oh God, what a shock. She nearly tumbled over, turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. Did I sell it? Okay. So the next one, it has a chorus that we'll learn together, and probably a lot of you know it, Black Velvet Band. People know it, I see some nods. So the chorus, I'll sing a verse, and then you guys can sing it back for a line, and we'll do that, and then we'll start with the song. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. All right, shall we go? Okay. In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound, and many an hour sweet happiness did I spend in that neat little town, till a sad misfortune came over me that caused me to stray from the land, far away from me friends and relations, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I took a walk down Broadway, not meaning for long to stay. And who should I see but this pretty fair maid, traipsing along the highway. She was both fair and handsome. Her neck, it was just like a swan, and her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land, and her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. I took a walk with this pretty young maid, a gentleman passed us by, and I knew she had the doing of me by the look in her roguish black eye. A gold watch she took from his pocket, and she slipped it right into my hand. And the very next thing I said was betrayed by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like diamonds. I thought her the queen of the land. And her hair hung over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. Before the judge and the jury, next morning I had to appear. And the judge, he said to me, young man, your case is perfectly clear.
decided he was going to stop in and see how his friend Mike was doing one evening. So he stops in, and Mike is in the kitchen. And he says, "Oh yeah, come in, Paddy." He says, "I'm just after making me a pot of chili." You know it's coming. Anyway, so Paddy says, "Well, yeah." He says, "Well, I can help you out with that if you want me to." And so Mike says, "Yeah, it'd be great." He said, "You just sit down there at the table." And he said, "And I want you to count out exactly 239 beans for this chili." And Paddy says, "I think you're after being daft." He says, "What do you mean, 239 beans? Now, what difference can it make to the chili if it has any more than 239? And so Mike says, "Oh no," he says, "if it has just one more, it'll be 240. You knew that. Now, okay, I'm going to turn it over to the Too Many Strings band, and you guys can just introduce what you're going to do. They're going to do several pieces now.
Well, we're going to do another Rover song. This is a really great pub song, and I thought you sounded so good on that song with Wendy that I wanted you to sing exactly the same way, except do it like you've had 3 more drinks.
Pints close.
And all I have to do is find my capo and hit a chord, and we'll do the Wild Rover. Oh, it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Now you heard those words. Oh, it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more till I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Let's all do it together. Well, it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I've been a Wild Rover for many a year, and I spent all my money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning to the old and great store, and never will play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I went into an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked for a bottle, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can get any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. Then out of my pocket I took Salter's blood, and the landlord lady eyed over my little light. She said I have whiskey and wine to the best, and the words that I said sure were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more. I am going back to my parents, confess what I've done, and ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they caress me as all times before, that I never will play the Wild Rover. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more till I play the Wild Rover. No, never, no more time. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more till I play
Next song is not as lively. It's about written by an Irishman. He was in Australia, and he had left his hometown of Galway, and featured prominently in there is a Galway shawl, where we were in Galway last year, and my good friend Debbie Polson bought a Galway shawl, and I'm hoping she brought it. I think that's a sin. That doesn't count. Oh well, there you have it. So this is a homesick Irishman. Really singing about a homesick Irish lass. Well, the dawn is breaking, Geraldine's awaking, far away from a place she calls home. New day's dawning and Geraldine's a longing for a place far away on the phone. She always intended to travel, but she never intended to stay. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, and Galway's a long way away. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again. You can tell by the look in her eyes. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine cries. She can still see the moon over Clutter, or the sun going down in Kilbane. Geraldine's thinking of Galway. Galway's a long way away. A band is playing, Geraldine's swaying to the tune of a pair of brown eyes. Somebody calls her a small bit of order, and the fiddler plays Danny Boy. As she listens, the music transports her to far away over the sea. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, that's where she's longing to be. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again. You can tell by the look in her eyes. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine cries. She can still see the moon over Clutter, or the sun going down in Kilbane. Geraldine's thinking of Galway, that's where you're a long way away. Geraldine's thinking of Galway again. You can tell by the look in her eyes. Sometimes alone in the nighttime, Geraldine cries. She can still see the moon over Clutter, or the sun going down in Kilbane. Geraldine's thinking of Galway. Galway's a long way away. And around her shoulder was a Galway shawl. their shoulder was a Galway shawl.
This song is called The Song of Wandering Angus. It's by the very Irish poet William Butler Yeats.
And if you listen carefully to the words of this song, you will find some evidence that William Butler Yeats was a fly fisherman. I'm not kidding.
I went out to the hazel wood because a fire was in my hand, and caught and peeled a hazel wand, and hooked a berry to a thread. And when white moths were on the wing, and moth-like stars were glittering out, I dropped the berry in a stream, and caught a little silver trout. And then I placed it on the floor, and went to blow the fire aflame. But something rustled on the floor, and someone called me by my name. It had become a glimmering girl with apple blossoms in her hair, who called me by my name and ran and vanished through the brightening air. Though I am old with wandering through hollow lands and hilly lands, I will find out where she has gone, and kiss her lips and take her hand, and walk among long dappled grass, and pluck till time and times are done the silver apples of the moon, the golden apples of the sun.
So, how many people here, I know Orlin, you used to be a minister. Yes. And Wendy is the priest at St. Paul's. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Because it's really fun to abuse the clergy. So this is a short story about a priest and a beggar. And for the sake of not causing confusion, the priest is not going to be Irish. And the beggar is, you'll know him by my ridiculous version of an Irish accent. What are you doing with a pig on a tether sitting at the side of a road? Well, what are you doing with a rein in your hand sitting on a horse? And how long have you been here? Well, I've been here as long as the road. And whose are those piglets? Well, they're the pigs. I know that, but I'm asking you, who is the master of the piglets? Well, nature's their master. Nature teaches them to eat and to drink and to walk and to run. All right, who is your master? Well, my master is me mistress's husband. He's good as much you can ever find here. So who is your mistress? Well, my master's wife. Everybody knows that. Let me ask you something easy, where you can give me an answer which will help me. Where is Patrick O'Donnell living? Well, just point your arm up and follow it until it aches, and then you follow your nose, and if you miss his house, blame your guides. You're an impudent man. What is your trade? Oh, well, I have a good trade. I show people the way to heaven. How can you show the people the way to heaven? You don't even know the way to... Wait, sorry, I screwed it up. Okay, let's try that again. I have a good trade. I show the people the way to heaven. That is my trade. I show people the way to heaven. Well, how could you be showing people the way to heaven? You don't even know the way to Patrick O'Donnell's house. All right, I'm beaten. Here's a silver coin for you. Thank you. It's a pity a fool like you doesn't come along this way every day. So now Gene Wubbels is going to sing for us The Night That Patty Murphy Died and Finnegan's Wake.
A good share of the Irish songs are love songs. The other half are about funerals. And I'm going to do 2 pieces about funerals tonight, so just to balance the love songs. The night that Patty Murphy died, I never shall forget. The Irish got so stinking drunk, and some ain't sober yet. They did one awful thing that night that filled my heart with fear. They took the ice right off the corpse and put it in their beer. That's how they showed. You can sing along on this chorus, by the way, it's easy. Sing along. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. That's how they showed him their honor and their pride. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. On the night old Patty died. Before he died, old Patrick said to friends and family, "You'd best be certain, sure I'm dead, before you bury me." They poured some whiskey in a glass and tilted back his head. When Patty turned that liquor down, they knew that he was dead. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. That's how they showed him their honor and their pride. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. On the night old Patty died. 'Twas early in the morning when the funeral left the house, and poor old Mrs. Murphy was the only one not soused. They made it to the graveyard, all walking in a line. But when they reached the grave, they found they'd left the corpse behind. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. That's how they showed him their honor and their pride. That's how they showed their respects to Patty Murphy. On the night old Patty died. How are we going to do Finnegan's Wake? This is an old Irish song, and it is the framework for a famous novel of the same name, Finnegan's Wake, by James Joyce. But with one difference, it's the apostrophe. There's an apostrophe after Finnegan in the song, but not in the novel. So the novel is about the wakes of many Finnegans, whereas Finnegan's Wake, the song, is about the funeral wake of one Tim Finnegan. Tim Finnegan lived in Walker Street, an Irish gentle, mighty odd. He had a brogue, both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. You see, he's sort of a tippler's way, with a love for liquor he was born, and to help him on with his work each day, he'd drop for the creature every morn. Now here's the chorus, and this is easy to go along with too. So let's do a practice run through the chorus. Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Want to try it now? Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. One morning Tim felt rather full, his head felt heavy which made him shake. He fell from the ladder and broke his skull, they carried him home his corpse to wake. They wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet and laid him out all on the bed, with a bottle of whiskey at his feet, a bottle of porter at his head. Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. His friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First she brought in tea and cakes, then pipes, tobacco, and a whiskey punch. Then Biddy O'Brien began to cry, such a nice clean corpse did you ever see? Tim of Ornion, why did he die? Shut your clout, says Paddy McKee. Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Maggie O'Connor took up the job of Biddy. She says, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy gave her a belt and a gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Then the war did soon engage, 'twas woman to woman and man to man. Shitty law was all the rage, a row and a ruction soon began. Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Then Mickey Maloney raised his head, and a bottle of whiskey flew at him. He missed and fallen on the bed, and the liquor scattered all over Tim. Be God, hear a voice, see how he rises, Timothy rising from the dead. Whirl your whiskey round like blazes, thunder and lightning, you think I'm dead. Whack, fall a dido, dance to your partner, welt the floor, your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake.
Okay, here's another priest story. So, but this is a sweet one. So there were 3 priests, and they were living in a small town, and one wanted to preserve the old, simple Celtic styles of religion, and he'd say, I abide by the traditions of Patrick and Bridget, the founders of our church. The second wanted to adopt the new, sophisticated styles and the doctrines of the Roman Church. I want to be a part of the universal church under the Pope in Rome, and that's what Patrick and Bridget wanted, he said. The third said, let people worship as they believe and think best. If religion's going to get in the way and cause divisions, I want none of it. So these three priests remained friends and often met over dinner, but their meetings always ended in argument. Sometimes they'd argue about heaven and who would get there. I believe that only those who remain loyal to the old Celtic traditions are going to get to heaven, the first said. And I believe the only ones who accept the authority of the Pope in Rome are going to get to heaven, the third said. Let each person try to lead a good and honest life, the third said, and then God will be the judge. Well, some years later, the three priests died and arrived at the gates of heaven, and Peter shook the hand of the first priest and said, "Welcome, friend." He said, "You go sit over there among those who preserve the old Celtic traditions." And then Peter took the hand of the second priest, and he said, "Welcome, friend. You go and sit over there among the others who have obeyed the Pope in Rome." And finally, Peter took the hand of the third priest and said, "Welcome, friend. You're free to wander wherever you want." So the third priest wandered freely amongst all of the different groups in heaven, and amongst the other people he saw wandering amongst all the different groups in heaven were Patrick and Bridget and Jesus Christ himself. So now Erin Bustin is going to treat us with a couple of songs, The Parting Glass and The Foggy Dew.
I didn't have time this year to talk to Sig about this, but they always have me sing the sad songs. So I'm going to put in a request that next year I get to sing a fun one. But yeah, I'll sing the sad songs for tonight. They are really pretty, and I do like singing the sad songs. Here, I'm going to just have a G. Sure. And actually, before I start, this version of the Party Glass might be a little different than the ones you know. It's the version that was kind of popularized by the band The Whale and Jennies, and it's the version that the Vox Femini sing. Obviously minus the harmonies, but I've fallen in love with this version. So. Oh, the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. its sound, its loud tattoo. But the Angelus bells o'er the leafy swells rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high in Dublin town, come lay out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Suvla or Sudelbars. And from the plains of royal Meath, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns, with their long-range guns, sailed in through the foggy dew. The bravest fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully and true. For those who died at Eastertide in the springing of the year, while the world did gaze with deep amaze at those fearless men, but few, who bore the fight of freedom's light, might shine through the foggy dew. I ran through the glen, I rode again, and my heart with grief was sore. For I parted then with valiant men, whom I never shall see more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and pray for you. For slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew.
Thanks, Erin. That was beautiful. Okay, just a couple more songs this evening. Thanks for coming. This is fun. So I'm going to sing one, and then we hope that you'll all sing along with the Irish Blessing with the Too Many Strings Band. This song doesn't need any introduction. It's a request, and it's hardly St. Patrick's Day without it. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountain.
mountainside. The summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the hills are hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Please sing along if you want to. But should you come when all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, just come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear thy gentle voice above me, and all my dreams will warm and sweeter be. If you will only tell me that you love me, then I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
This is the Irish blessing. You've heard it many times, and so sing along. Yes, I did that in C.
Rise with you, may the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft on your fields, until we meet again.